Hey everyone, today we're gonna tackle a huge one. That little voice in your head that says it's just too late to make a change. We're gonna look at why we all feel this way, why it's totally wrong, and how you can get started on your next big thing, like right now. Okay, let's just be real for a second. Have you ever had this great idea or this dream and then boom, you just shut it down with, nah, it's too late for me? If you're nodding right now, you are definitely not alone. I think we've all been there. And you know, that thought, it's too late, it never shows up by itself, right? It always brings its buddies along. Things like, I'm too old, or I missed my shot, or I just don't have enough time. And they can feel so real, like actual facts. But let's be super clear here. They're not. They're just stories. Powerful ones, for sure, but they're lies we tell ourselves. But what if those stories are just plain wrong? Today, we're gonna smash that kind of thinking with some amazing real-life proof that your timeline, it's all yours. All right, let's kick things off with a face I'm pretty sure everyone recognizes. This is Harlan Sanders, the Colonel. But way before he built his global chicken empire, his life was, well, it was a long string of random jobs, failed businesses, and a lot of setbacks. So what's the most important number in his entire story? It's this one, 62. That's how old Colonel Sanders was when he finally franchised Kentucky Fried Chicken. Just let that sink in for a second. After a lifetime of trying and failing and just getting by, his world-changing idea took off at an age when most people are thinking about retirement. Okay, now let's jump from fast food all the way over to high fashion with our next incredible example, the one and only Vera Wang. I mean, today, her name is synonymous with luxury, especially for wedding dresses, right? But here's the wild part. Vera Wang didn't even get into the fashion design game until she was 40. Before that, she'd already had entire careers. She was a competitive figure skater and then a senior fashion editor. At 40, an age where a lot of us feel like we're locked in, she decided to completely reinvent herself. Incredible. So what's the big takeaway here? You've got Sanders at 62 and Wang at 40, and the message is crystal clear. Your age is just not the roadblock you think it is. Seriously, it's a number on a calendar, but it is absolutely not your destiny. The year you were born has nothing to do with what you can accomplish starting today. Okay, so if it's not actually about age, then why do so many of us feel like we're late to the party? Where does that nagging feeling of being behind even come from? Let's dig into the psychology a bit. Most of the time, it comes down to one thing, the comparison trap. It's so easy to do, right? We're scrolling through social media, we see somebody else's perfectly curated highlight reel, and we immediately measure our own messy real life against it, and we feel like we've totally missed the bus. But here's the thing, life isn't one single bus route. There are a million different paths, and there's always another bus coming around the corner. And this is where that feeling gets really dangerous. It creates something psychologists call a self-fulfilling prophecy. And it's a vicious cycle. It goes like this. You believe it's too late. So you don't even bother trying. And because you don't try, nothing changes. And that lack of change just proves to you that you were right all along, that it really was too late. You see? You basically build the prison you were afraid of, all by yourself. But, and this is the really cool part, that cycle can be broken. The key is your mindset. The second you start to believe that change is even a little bit possible, your brain actually starts to work differently. You start to see opportunities where you saw walls before. You get willing to take that first tiny step. Your beliefs don't just reflect your reality, they create it. They can literally open or close doors for you. Okay, enough about the why. Let's talk about the how. We're going to shift from just understanding the problem to actually solving it. Let's get super practical with a simple 3-step action plan to get you from feeling stuck to actually making a move. Okay, step 1, figure out what you really want. And I mean, get specific. I want to be happier is nice, but it's not a goal. But I want to learn 10 new words in Spanish by Friday. Now that's a real measurable target. Step 2, start ridiculously small. And I mean so small it feels almost silly, like committing to just 10 minutes a day. That tiny win builds momentum. And finally, and this is the most important one, stop waiting for the perfect time. Guess what? It's never gonna come. The only time you really have is right now. Look, this isn't about some huge, dramatic leap that changes everything overnight. It's all about just showing up, consistently. Remember that old story of the tortoise and the hare? The tortoise didn't win because he was faster or smarter. He won because he just kept going. One foot in front of the other. That slow and steady progress, that's the real secret sauce. All right, so even when you have a plan, there's usually one last giant wall that stops people cold. And it's an emotion we all know and, well, we know it. It's fear. Let's have another one of those honest moments, okay? A lot of the time when we say it's too late, that's just code. It's a nice, respectable way of saying what we're really feeling, which is, I'm scared. Scared to fail, scared of what people might think, scared we're not good enough. And sometimes not even trying feels a whole lot safer. But here's the secret about fear. It's supposed to be there. It's totally normal when you're stepping into something new. Being courageous doesn't mean you don't feel fear. It means you feel it and you do the thing anyway. And the most amazing thing happens, the second you take that first little step, the fear starts to shrink. Just remember this, action creates courage, not the other way around. And this brings us to this powerful old saying that just wraps everything up so perfectly. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Yeah, maybe it would have been awesome if you started years ago. We all feel that. But you can't go back. The only power you have is right here, in this moment. So the second best time to start anything, it's always, always right now. So, I'm gonna leave you with this one final thought. Forget about yesterday. Just throw out that phrase, it's too late. Just looking at this very moment, right now. What's one small thing you can start? Your next chapter doesn't begin tomorrow. It begins with your answer to that question.